Preksha's journey has been so inspiring, and along with Preksha, you have been a pillar of support, strength, and motivation. So we just want to hear from you, Vani ma'am. How has your journey been as a parent? Right from the time you got to know about the diagnosis, and then the roadmap towards making Preksha a very independent and accomplished person that she is today, and she's a very charming and pretty young lady.
Thank you so much. Actually, we were in the US when Preksha was diagnosed, but the diagnosis came to us only in India. There, we were just thinking it's just a speech delay, and we were just working on the speech delay part of it. And she would not interact with people also, and she would be just playing with one of her toy and then trying to stack things one over the other. And somehow we thought she is different from other children, but we never knew that it was autism. When we were here on a holiday to India, in Bangalore at St. John's Hospital, we just happened to meet Dr. Ashok, and then that was when the diagnosis came in as autism. To be frank with you, we never knew how the word was spelled. When it was said autism, we thought it was O or something like that. And we Googled and we tried to find out about what autism is. And then we started working on it. And that was when I met a friend of mine, Jaishri Ramesh. She guided us, and then we took it forward. And my husband used to always Google, and find out what best we can do about Preksha to take her talents forward. As a kid, when the diagnosis came in at 4.5 years, she was by then a wonderful word search player. There is a game called word search, where you connect the words vertically, horizontally, and backwards diagonally, backwards vertically, and all. And she was too good at it. And a small book of about 50 pages, if we would give her, she would finish it in a day. And that made us to think, oh my God, she's just too good at this. We should try taking this forward. And the other part which we discovered was she was very good in music. Any music she would hear, she knows the lyrics completely of the song. She knows the tune of the song. She knows the name of the group of the song. Completely, she would tell us, except talking to us, she was good at all these things, and we started teaching her to talk through music. We would always talk to her in tune, like, what is your name? My name is Preksha. That way we taught her to talk also. Basically, that was one of the initial ways of teaching her to talk. And the third thing was amazing memory, which she even has now. She used to remember whoever would come to meet us through their vehicle numbers, and she can remember more than 50 to 60 vehicle numbers easily. Whom all she's met in her life, I think it's not 50 to 60, it could be more than that also. So this is how her initial diagnosis came, and then we put her in a regular school. She studied till the third standard. Then we thought this is not going to work, and parallelly she was going to Brindavan Education Society also for a year. There also she studied for 3-4 years, and then later we put her in Atma Shakti Vidyalaya. There she studied for almost till she was 20 years old, till the time she got her job at SAP. So that was her journey. And we started with even horse riding in between. I quit my job when she was about 16 years old. That was when we knew there is a roadblock. We cannot take her further. We cannot leave her outside where she can learn something. I should also intervene now. Though we were doing parallelly what school was doing, and apart from that, what we were wanting her to do, and we never emphasized much on the academics. We completely made her to be independent by teaching her daily living skills. We used to take her to every place. You won't believe, any cozy hotel, she can sit for hours together, any workshop, any concert, any place for hours together she can sit. And she used to sit even in her childhood days also. Only by exposing her to lot of things, that's how she got the tolerance and the ability to sit for long durations.
Okay, I'm just going to rewind a bit. I mean, the road taken towards making Preksha independent, I know it starts very early. So
Mm.
how did you achieve that? Because, you know, I mean, I do know that when you set some goal, there is a lot of time that you need to spend one on one. It has to be focused, and sometimes it sometimes can be so overwhelming that you may not be able to achieve, you know, a certain goal on that particular day. So how did you plan this, you know, with Preksha?
There is nothing like planning. As
Okay.
in, when we would see her strengths, we were always working on her strengths. Even with us also. So I may not be good in music. I can only hear. So
Mm.
I have to only hear. Through hearing, I have to work on other things in my life. Like that, putting that principle in place, whatever were her strengths, we worked on her strengths. Using her strengths, we took her weaknesses ahead. And if we worked on her weakness for 3 months, if we did not find results, we would leave it, jump to another something. But always I say, weaknesses come with strengths. You have to always focus on the strengths rather than on the weaknesses. That's what is made me work with her and bring her to this level.
Okay. Um, and how did the job happen in a web designing company? I did read that she was, you know, is she still working there, ma'am?
She
Um,
was working because of the lockdown. They have closed their office because of high rentals and all such things. But everyone is working from home, and whenever her kind of task is there, they still get to her and then get her part of the task done from her and pay for that small portion of it.
okay. And at work, what were the tasks that was assigned to her that actually helped build her skills? What
Uh,
kind of skill sets was required, and what was she trained on, you know, during the job?
to be very frank, I don't even know what she was doing, but that's what they told me was they used to give her small pieces of things to
Mhm.
browse on the net. And she's a very good Google Rani, what you can say. She can find out a lot of things when you give her something to find. So keeping that point, she has Googled and given them those things. Maybe in that Google search or something, she has tried to figure out art part of it in the web designing. That is how I think she's got connected to the art now.
Okay. So art is something that she just developed and cultivated in the recent times, or
Yes.
was she always drawn towards, you know, art even during her childhood while growing
No,
up?
she was never, to be very frank, she has very low gross motor skills.
Okay.
But at the same time, she can hold the mug, she can hold the pencil and all those things. But drawing was never her forte. But the Corel Draw and Photoshop and some other softwares which enhance your drawing skills through the computer. Computer is such a wonderful gadget. If you use it productively, you really can get a lot out of it. You can, at the same time, don't use it properly, you will not get the right thing for yourself also. So I think through the computer she has learned to design, and she has started painting, and she was very good with color combinations as a child. For improving her gross motor skills, we used to give her the beads, those beading which we used to do for a 3-year-old 4-year-old child, which they used to do. The color combinations she used to use were so amazing. when she would put it in the beats, in the strings, we would find it, oh wow, this is nice. And in another month or so, we see it on in the social media. Oh my God, people are using this color combination. How did they come to know? And she was never exposed to any social media or any of those things. But her color combinations were so wonderful and they were very striking. And she always liked those fluorescent green, fluorescent orange. Those were her favorite colors, actually. That made her to probably take it forward.
Okay, all right. And how about your how has your journey been, Vani ma'am? And I know you were a banker, you were working for many years, but then you decided to to quit and just spend some good quality time with Preksha. So how has this whole journey been for you? Because as our flyer actually rightly says, backing up your child to be the best they can be. So we want you to just talk a little bit more on on the side of you as a parent. How has it been? Because
Yeah,
we have a lot of other parents here with us today who have younger children, who have young adults, youngsters, and we want you to share your side of the story with all of us.
thank you. Actually, when I was in the bank, I would be always half-heartedly going to the bank. My mom was taking care of Preksha, and she would teach her almost many of the things. Like what she would say is, when Preksha was not speaking or certain things, my dad literally held her hand as a kid and made her to write in the sand. That's how my Preksha learned to write, because maybe pencil or holding a pen would have been a problem or something, but she learned the alphabets writing on the sand from my father. And then my mom used to always keep talking to her, even though she would never respond. My mother always felt this, whatever I'm giving the inputs now, the output will come sometime later. So she would always be talking to her. And then, like in Kannada, we say, no, ನಲ್ಗೆ ತಿರ್ಗೋಕೆ ತಿರ್ಗೋವಂತ ಮಾತುಗಳು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ರಥೋತ್ಸವ, ತೆಪೋತ್ಸವ, ಆ ಥರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂತ. So like that, my mom used to teach her shlokas, make her to speak all such kind of things, all those things that made her to, those inputs have somewhere worked on her. She does speak now, but she is clear in her speech, but she will not speak much. Now, when I ask her, she says, not required. When I tell her you should speak and tell about yourself, she says not required. Those who have to see will be seeing her and will identify her. So that's the main reason I enable her to take her this thing forward. Whatever she started with, even making earrings, neck pieces. Then I thought, this started again at SAP. She used to see all the youngsters, girls used to wear all colored matching earrings and all. But Preksha used to wear only gold daily. Why should we change? So we put a small earring for her and we used to send her. So then one day she said, I want to have color matching earring. I said, okay. So that love for matching earrings started from there. And then 2-3 occasions she did not get the exact matching ones. Then she said, we will make. Then I went to Raja Market, picked up her choice of things. Then I this thing on anyway, you all know YouTube is the best answer to everything. So we learned to make, I learned to make, then I taught her. It is always, we cannot tell them to learn many of the things. We have to first learn, and then we have to slowly teach them step by step how to do the things. Then that will help them to learn a lot of things. That's how she learned to play keyboard. That's how she learned to play, learn to make earrings. These were the two things which she took help from Google, and then she started making. I used to play the YouTube, and then first I used to play. Then she would herself search, and then she would make this combination works well, that combination works well, and then that's how she started making the earrings and the neck pieces. And then after that, now again, mm, uh, mm, this after SAP, the long working hours at SAP, I felt somehow morning she would go around 6:15, 6:20, and come back around 9 o'clock in the night. She would just straight away go to bed. She would not even eat anything or do anything. Then I decided, no, this is too much for her. And our house is almost 36 kilometers away from SAP. And night times, when she comes alone with the driver and all, at that time, the Nirbhaya case also happened. All those things came into my mind, and I decided, no, she should do something else. That's when, I switched her from software testing to this web designing company, which I had sent a resume to 2, 3 places. These people immediately said, we would like to train her and start work with her. Then they did not interview her. They kept her for 15 days. They said, yeah, she is able to learn whatever we are teaching her. That's how then she started her web designing journey from there. This is where her journey then started with web designing. And now at the lockdown, sitting at home, it somehow clicked, and whatever she would do, she would send it to me by email. She would not show it to me. That's when I discovered, oh, there is something in her. And I spoke to a couple of my friends what we can do best with this. Then that's when they told me, you can take it forward by printing it on posters, mugs, table mats, all those things. And that's how it came.
And ma'am, on the work front, I I know that some children take a lot of time to come out of their comfort zone, right?
Mm, mm,
So how because once you are landing in a job, there are so
yes.
many people that you interact with on a daily basis. And
Mm,
how was it for Preksha? Because that was a world outside her home, right?
mm, mm.
So was she comfortable in in talking to different people? How how did you and Preksha manage that, and how did you prepare her for for that side of an experience?
Preksha is a visual learner and audio learner. So I was present at the workplace for a month completely to see that she completely settles down along with her buddy. There, a buddy was assigned to her. Her buddy, me, and Preksha, we were always, all three of us were together. So slowly I started weaning after a week. And Preksha is a very social person right from the beginning. And she would love new people, and she was very comfortable. So they made her to feel so comfortable at SAP initially that she got used to it within 15 days. By the end of almost 3 weeks or something, I left her to go alone by shuttle and come back. She learned to take her own food. She learned to take her own coffee. She learned to take her own popcorn, buy a popcorn sitting in the shuttle. The popcorn fellow would come out of the shuttle, like in buses and all we see in the bus stop and all that. So that's how. And everywhere I tell you, first thing is parents should expose their children. Never carry a stigma that this is what my child has a problem. It is not a problem at all. It is working on another platform completely. Just like there are two as of now we know there are two platforms. One is one operating system is Apple, the other operating system is Microsoft. So some people are comfortable working on Windows, some people are comfortable working on Apple. Those who work on Apple cannot work on Windows. Those who cannot work can work on Windows cannot work on Apple. Some are there who can work on both, like that. Our child also has an operating system which we should go down to their level and then help them to understand what they should understand. We should treat them like friends. We should never treat them like they are challenged with any kind of a problem or something. Never call it a problem. Always call it just like everyone lives with blood pressure, everyone lives with diabetes, you should learn to live with autism.
That was so well said and well put, Vani ma'am. I think years of experience and parenting, I think there's so much of learnings and takeaways from. Okay, so we are going to share Vriksha creation. So, Vani ma'am, over to you. Here are some amazing, brilliant work done by Preksha. Vriksha Creations was recently started during the post the lockdown period, and what you're seeing here, just to let all the parents know on the screen, are all artwork done by Preksha herself. uh, Vani ma'am, can you just talk more about about these lovely coffee mugs and coasters and bottles, please?
Yeah. Preksha has put them all in the computer, and she used to send me the mail of her artwork, and then I had to look for a person who would print all this, and then we found the printer by name Pumpkin Patch. They printed for us, and then this is how it goes. And let us see how we take it forward. This is just a beginning, and we are already bombarded with plenty of orders for the Christmas. And Preksha, being a runner, she has many running friends who all would like to have a bottle. Everyone is asked for a bottle for their post-run dose of hydration. So this is also one such thing which we have done.
Correct. Yes. So, so we have actually somebody asking, ma'am, please share tips on how to encourage a child. Okay, maybe we'll take that question a little later.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, these are really, I mean, it is like raising eyebrows. It's that good. It's really nice. And how did you actually get this idea of converting, this into something, marketable and raising awareness and sharing this brilliant work done by Preksha with, the rest of the world and the rest of the people?
Yeah, it was one of my friend came up with the idea. She said, Vani, why don't you put it across to on the mugs, coffee mugs everybody uses, instead of going and buying the stereotype generic prints which you get in the market. This will be more customized. We can add names to this. We can add any of your personal pictures to this, instead of giving gift to somebody with a store-bought mugs or store-bought coaster sets or something. Why don't you personalize it and give it to people that would have a personal touch to them? Just 2 weeks back, when we just started, one of my cousin had hosted a baby shower, and when I gave them their photo with small babies pictures and small floral prints designed by Preksha, they were so overwhelmed. They put all other saris and panche and all such things aside, and they just stood with this photo and said, we would like to have a pic with Preksha of this one. This is the best gift which we can think. So that really motivated me, personalized gifts is the need of the hour. And during this pandemic time, we all need something to cheer us up. And nothing special, nothing more nice than your picture on a mug and you drinking it, holding it in the hand. Right. Or otherwise, the coaster sets, your baby's pictures or your family pictures on the coasters, and you use it for having it on your table. That really makes some difference for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely, Vani ma'am. I couldn't agree with you more, and I think that's one of the beliefs at Mitra for Life as well. We truly believe that our children and youngsters and adults they are remarkable, and they're very skillful and talented, and we actually don't need to look outside at all.
No, no,
Um,
never
everyone is
underestimate
unique.
them.
Everyone is unique, in their
Yes,
capacity, and they're very
yes,
special. And all these are masterpieces, in my
yes,
eyes. And
yes.
yeah, I think it's yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted to share that because you were also talking about encouraging,
Yes,
your children. So so like I was saying, that's one of the beliefs that we have at Mitra for Life. And uh, if any of your child has is good at any activity or skill, or it could be yoga, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be
yes.
music, it doesn't have to
No,
be dance, it doesn't have to be art. It could be just that one thing that they're really passionate about, and it's the driving force, that keeps them calm, composed, focused, and they just love doing that, and they forget the rest of the world when they're actually doing that activity. So yes, just want to share that if any of your children, if you'd like to share that activity with us, we would definitely like to share it on our page and our platforms, and also create awareness, and also encourage the child's art. Yes, these are beautiful coasters, and there's also a write up about Vani ma'am and Preksha as well, about Vriksha designs.
thank you, thank you.
And also, one of the other intriguing thing is, Vani ma'am,
Hmm.
why running? How did you take up running? And that too with Preksha. Uh, it's I know it's very, very important. Health is very, very important, and it's actually the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves. Stay healthy as long as it is within our control and our hands. So, how did you inculcate that discipline and that interest in health and fitness in yourself and also Preksha? Because I see you have run several 10K
Yeah,
runs, and
all
I think you're
10Ks
also
in.
training for half marathon together. How did that
Yes.
happen? Please enlighten us.
It all began actually when I told you, when Preksha was working for long hours, she had put on quite a lot of weight, and then she was diagnosed with PCOD. And we tried gymming, we tried yoga, then nothing worked. Then finally somebody said, "Why don't you start running?" I said, "Okay, chalo, this is the last resort. We'll do this one also." And I told Preksha, see, if you have to, um, um, uh, I don't know whether I can speak about this or not. I usually speak to Preksha putting all logics in place, because all our children need logic. If you explain them things with logic, it works. At least with Preksha, I have seen that it has worked. She was seeing all throughout after her during her recipe days, and after that also she was not getting a periods. As you know, PCOD is a condition where you do not get regular periods. And then she would actually be loving to wear the pants. Then I had to give her a simple logic saying that if you have to wear that, then you will have to exercise. Only when you exercise, you will be getting your periods regularly. So after speaking about this to her, then she agreed. And then we had to get up almost at 3:45 to be in the ground at 5 o'clock. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday we run, and we have to get up at 3:45 to get ready and go from here. We stay on Banerghatta Road, and from here we go to Jainagar. We run with a group called Jainagar Jaguars, and there we have to be there by 5 o'clock. So to start a run at 5 o'clock, we have to be there by 4:50. So we get up at 3:45, get finish everything. Then we have a small snacking, because when you have to run so much, you need to snack a little bit also. And then we snack a little bit, and then we would go for the run. And she enjoy that run. Somehow, right from day one, she never protested or never said no to it. Only thing was getting up early, and for her, getting up early at any time, even now also, if we just say Preksha, she's up. That's all. Preksha means in the middle of the night, means she has to get up. So that is somehow which has come into her. And then every Tuesday, Thursday, without fail, from last 4 years, we have been running. And she has done all the 10Ks, and there are few couple of 12.5Ks. And we have trained till almost 20 kilometers. And then we have run all the runs. And in that run also, you must have observed, there is so much of rush. So many people will be pushing you, pulling you, putting you to a side, and then they will run and all. But she never got agitated, or she was never upset about it. She would enjoy. They would push, she would go like this, and then overtake them, then go. It was a fun activity for her. We have to keep telling them and explaining to them initially. First couple of initially, to start with, you have to explain to them how it is, why it is, and all. And gradually they go in the flow.
Okay.
And she was covered by Procam International also. She's the one of the only runners in India, an autistic person running in India, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
One.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, very, very proud of Preksha. So there's also, I don't know where to start, because there's so many things that, that you have gotten Preksha to try her hands, in. How about gardening? I see that you have a beautiful garden and this urban farming
Yes.
that you have taken up. So how is Preksha? How did you basically induct Preksha into loving gardening, and how is it helping her in during her developmental days?
Yeah, I'm a single parent from the last 10 years. So anything I do, I always tell her, see, you have to help me. I cannot do anything alone. If you help me, we can do it together. And whatever I would do, in everything, I have involved her. And whether it is gardening or whether it is cycling, anything, I just have baking and doing anything. We had a dog whom we lost last year. Till then, she used to cut vegetables and make cook rice for him and prepare the food and give it to him. So I always used to say, Amma cannot do everything alone. No, you need to help Amma for everything. So just that small word, can you please help Amma? That help Amma word really touched her, and anything I tell her to help me, she just comes running. So that's how that she develops interest in it. And even baking also, she would love cake. She always loved cake from a particular cake corner. Then during this lockdown, she knew we cannot go anywhere, so she told me, give me the recipe, how you make the cake, I will make the cake. I said, fine, you start. And anything which is structured for them, anything which is written step by step for them, that really helps them to understand, and they can follow it completely. And you have to be there just for prompting and supervision. If you are there for prompting and supervision, no task is difficult for them. They can lead a life as simple or as complicated, whatever you can call it, whatever I and you lead. In that same way, they can be any other person like us. They are no different. Only thing is, you have to trust them. You have to give them responsibilities. You have to leave them to do whatever they're doing. The moment they start doing, you say, oh no, this is not the right way. This is not the way to do it. Immediately they lose their confidence, and they will not push themselves. Next time when you ask them to do, they will hesitate to do. Whatever they are doing, let them do. Let us do the disaster management later. Whatever happens, let it happen. Nothing is going to happen. The sky is not going to fall down ultimately. There is going to be something, that's all, which can always be handled by any of us.
Sorry. Yes, that was really encouraging. In fact, so many times when we are doing a particular task, we get drifted away so much. There are 100 different things we take care. So, but with them, they're giving it their 100%. They're absolutely in one task. They completed their focus. They're giving it their 100%.
Correct.
So,
Rightly said.
right. So I think that's why whatever they do, with passion and sincerity, it comes out really brilliant.
Yes, and you should not judge them with the accuracy at all.
Yes,
Everyone cannot
very
be
good
MF
point.
Hussain. Everyone cannot be MF Hussain. Everyone cannot be Leonardo da Vinci or any of those things. Whatever you do, don't look for flaws. Only look for the whatever they have done. Encourage them. Keep encouraging them. Keep telling them this is what you have done is amazing, amazing. Keep using excellent adjectives for them. They will really come up, and they will come up in life like anything. And for everything, they will count on you for it.
Vanina, whatever you said applies to us as well,
Yes, Kandita,
not
Kandita.
just them, Kandita. So here's one question. One parent, Divya, is asking, please share tips on how to encourage our child's behavior, on our child to behave properly in social places when we take them to movies or restaurants. I think it's about exposing them to the outside world and preparing them without
Yes.
worrying about their inappropriate behaviors. Because I think the issue is with other people being aware and being educated. It's not about our children,
No, you're
it's
right.
about
You're right.
others.
Yes, yes. Just like we have senior citizens, we have small children, we have teenagers, like that, we have even autistic individuals. Why do they behave in a particular way? Let us try to understand. Can I and you go suddenly to Africa and stay and be comfortable? We will take some time, no, to get adjusted to that environment. Similarly, we have to keep exposing our children to every environment. You want to take him to a movie? Go, take him. Go in the times, mornings, 10 o'clock show. Not many people will be there. Go at that time. Go take the front seat or take the corner seat. Sit there. Let your child sit or roam around. Don't worry. For how many days? 3 times, 4 times, the child will misbehave. You come out. One of you bring the child out for some time, make him understand, then again go back inside, again expose him to that same environment. 2 3 times you do. For some minutes you come out, actually, when the child is really agitated or not able to sit in the cinema hall for some time. Bring the child out, one of you be inside. Then the person who's brought the child out can always say, see, Amma is inside or Appa is inside, we have to go back, we'll be missing on the movie, or there's some logic which is acceptable to our children. Then they will get used to those things. Similarly, a restaurant also, any new place, you take them, expose them. The more you expose them to the place you want to go regularly, they will get slowly used to it. First 2 3 times there will be tantrums, and you have to put up with it, and you have to make others aware that this is also one of the norm of the world. Just like now, during this pandemic time, we have all started wearing masks. We have all started using sanitizers. Like that, this is today's norm. Like that, everyone has to understand there is a set of people who are autistic, and they need some kind of accommodations which we have to give to them only when they are comfortable. Every time we cannot blame our child for that. And the more you are comfortable, you be open, you be calmer, you be happy, the child will automatically be happy, because our children get connected to us, not get, they are connected to us. If I am happy, my child will be happy. If I am sad, my child will be sad. they pick up feelings from us. If you're tensed, what my Pakadmane auntie will think when he's crying, child will also be thinking like that, and equally he will start screaming, because already you're passing some negative vibes to your child. Those negative vibrations will be going to the child. So we should never be tensed. We should be calm, and automatically the child also becomes calmer. That's what I have seen. It's worked with me. Hope that answers.
Right. Yeah, so one from Jaya. She says, Vani ma'am, very inspiring. Can you please share the names of any web designing companies which can train our children online?
No, I don't know any.
Okay. No, I think that's
If I
because
come
I mentioned
across,
the web designing company. I
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
mentioned
If
during
I
your
come
comment.
across, I'll definitely share it.
Yeah, you share it with us,
Yes,
ma'am,
yes,
and we
yes,
will
yes.
put it on our group
Definitely,
with
definitely.
all the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
parents.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And yes, somebody's asked, can you please share the link of the newspaper article?
Yes,
Would love to read. So we'll share that as well
yes.
in our group
Okay.
after this call. So, so ma'am, so parents, if you have any other questions, please feel free to type in the chat box, or you're also free to ask Vani ma'am. So, ma'am, I have one more question. How has all of this changed you as an individual? Um, I know it is like interconnected, right?
Ah,
But how have you changed in the due course of time? How has what has been the biggest takeaways and learnings? Um, so, anything that I mean, can you just throw more light on that? Because
Stay calm in every situation, because when you're worked up, your mind will not work. You will not get answers when you are really thinking about a problem. Just leave it, and universe will show you the way. There is something called uh, divine light. It will somehow guide you what has to be done at some point of time or the other. Because I have always got prompts. This is how I should take it forward, what I should do. And it will not give you from the beginning. Suddenly, when the right time comes, you get that prompt. Why not do it this way? And when you do it, you are almost 80% successful. Once you are 80% successful, you can slowly guide yourself. And there are many friends, and your friends are your best advisors. Those who really care for you will really guide you very well. Like, I was in a complete dark with so many designs in my hand, and one of my friends said, "Honey, why don't you get this printed on a mug or a coaster?" I said, "Wow, ये मेरे को क्यों नहीं नन्ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೊಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಅವಾಗ then I thought, yeah, really, I should do this. And that's how I took it forward. See, God sent somebody or the other to guide you. When we have a child with special needs, there is a special guiding force with us who will guide us in some form or the other. Your mother will come and tell you, or your relative will come and tell you, or there will be somebody. There is a postman from the divine's house coming you and guiding you. Do this, do that. I strongly believe in that. I am also a pranic healer, so I feel, the universe, if the universe is with you, nothing can stop you. And you pray to the divine and surrender yourself, and things automatically fall in place.
that's the whole book, Secret by Rhonda Burns. It revolves around that whole theory. There's a book, The Secret.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have time for a couple of more questions.
Okay.
Ma'am, one is Divya is asking, how important is studies for our children? And is it okay to just let them be themselves if they aren't interested in studies?
If they are not interested, please don't force them. Whatever basic they need to learn, that much you can teach them. Beyond academics, there is a life beyond academics. Even Preksha has not studied anything. She has just done her 10th, that's all. And that too 10th, just 2.5, 3 years back, she completed her 10th, and that too in an open school. So we left her. For us, foremost important thing was her daily life skills, to brush your teeth, to do all your things independently, to be good to others, walk with you when you are walking in a mall, or not stray around, and be yourself and be happy. First thing is, see that your child is happy. Once your child is happy, the child will automatically learn a lot of things. See, when we are happy and our mind is not congested, we learn so many things and we talk logically also. Otherwise, if we are tensed, or if we are in anger, or if we have something in our mind working, can we learn anything, you tell me?
Right.
And one thing I tell you, please understand an autistic person's mind, brain, how it works. It is like a fish market. Okay, there will be a lot of laser this thing, what is that, laser rays moving around in the brain, and whatever they see, it keeps moving around in their head. Whatever they hear, that will be there. Everything will be there. In that, if you try to ask your child some question, that will be in the queue. Once all this is over, this question will come in place and the child will answer. So give the child time to answer your question. Please do not hurry them up. The more you hurry up or say, tell me the answer, give me your answer fast. You know this answer, give me fast. The child will have more anxiety pangs, and the child will not be able to answer.
Right. The other thing, ma'am, is what is the advice you would give to a parent of a young child? And so I'll also ask the second one, maybe you can answer it together. And how early can a parent focus on making their child independent?
As early as possible. You have to first work on life skills, then you work on academics. Please don't put academics in the forefront, because many children take time to learn academics. So the first thing is, teach them daily life skills. It starts from being independent to going to the loo and doing on their own, doing the potty on their own when they want to do it, washing themselves, keeping themselves clean. After, then comes everything. Work on all these things. And then you think about the other things and look for the child's interest. I always tell parents, look for the child's interest. You will know your child's interest, and when you work on the child's interest, it's easy to work in that direction. Like I told you, my daughter eats music, sleeps music, drinks music, music. Through music we entered her. We taught her to talk only through music. We would make videos and we would sing, write our own lyrics. Like if we want to teach her something, we would write lyrics in that way and sing it in a song form. She would understand that much better. So that's how initially we got connected to her. So when the initial connection is made, then teaching anything becomes easier for you to the child.
Right. Okay, this one, Shampa is asking, can you please share some tips to teach the basic academic like recognizing alphabets and numbers? So, I don't know, maybe, Shiveng, can you please share some tips to teach the basic academic like recognizing alphabets and numbers?
Alphabets and numbers. Okay.
I think that's starting.
Why don't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you take an apple and say, write an A with your hand. Don't show, maybe the child is not able to connect to the pictures in the books. So you take an apple, the child could be a visual learner. So take an apple and write an A on the apple, or otherwise write an alphabet next to the A and say A is for apple. Nowadays you can get lot of pictures on the Google. You can have a printer and print it out, have a color printer and print it out in color, so that many children are not able to use the props which we get in the market. We will have to be creative. I will give you a very simple example. Maybe this will answer your question. My daughter never understood what meeting is when she was in the office, when she joined. You know what I did? I just told her, see, you meet me in the drawing room. We have a meeting now. So she did not understand what meeting is. Then she went to the drawing room. Then I said, we'll have a drawing room meeting now. So we sat in the drawing room. We spoke something, whatever interested her. I said, yeah, we are having a drawing room meeting. We are having a drawing room meeting. We are having a meeting in the drawing room. I would rephrase, put it in active voice, passive voice. Then again, I will say, in another 10 minutes at this time, let us meet in the kitchen. We have a kitchen meeting now. So then she's a very good timekeeper. Every 10 minutes she'll say 4:56, then 4:57, then 4:58. Every 1 minute she would be saying that. So she would look at the watch, and in 10 minutes she would be in the kitchen. I said, yeah, this is a kitchen meeting. We are going to now discuss what recipe we are going to make, what khana we are going to make for the night, or what is the recipe. Just tell me what you want to eat and relate it to the kitchen. I spoke to her and said kitchen meeting. So like that, and then I took her to bedroom. Like that, you have to look for things and be creative with yourself, so that by being creative with the needs of the child and the requirement of the child, we'll be able to teach the child. So A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, the child is not able to learn. So you can always say A is for apple, B is for ball. If he likes to play with the ball or bat, stick a B written on the ball. They are very good visual learners. Looking at he may not be able to write. Let him recognize first. B is for ball, B is for bat. You stick a B on the ball or a bat or whatever you have thing at home, starting with B, like that. So that way you are able to teach the object also. You can teach the alphabet or the number also. And one thing is, with numbers you can play with small things like what is that, rajma, or otherwise some chana or something like that. Even if the child gobbles, it will go inside and it will come out next day. Don't use things which are hurtful for the child. Even if the child, or grapes, something like that. You teach numbers with grapes. Put one grape and say one grape. Then show two grapes and say two grapes. The child will eat also. Or otherwise, open the oranges. Keep the oranges. Or cut the apple and keep one piece and write one above that and say this is one. This is two. Like that, you can be innovative yourself. How to teach the child?
Absolutely, Vani ma'am. In fact, Shampa, I would request you to get in touch with us, because we have recently launched a program called Pranetra. This is focused primarily for for parents of children around of age 3 to 10, 11 years of age, and it is basically to empower the parents to and give them ideas and resources and everything that's required during these COVID stay home times, to to unleash the potential and strength of the child. And so please do connect with us. It's already shared on the Mitra for Life group, Pranetra. We will go ahead and share that again. So we have a weekly session. It happens every Saturday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. This weekend also we have an occupation therapy. So please do connect with us, and we'll share all the details in our group. Yes.
And one thing I would always like to tell parents is, uh, in spite of the professionals working with your child, you should also work with your child, because you know your child better than anybody else.
Right.
And
Right, ma'am.
professionals have many children to teach, so they will be putting in their best. In spite of that, the quality you put in with your child and the extra effort you put in for your child goes a long way.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much. And can you also talk a bit about the foundation that you started? Um, and I know there's a lot of work that you have done on that front as well. So maybe you can talk about that. You can share it with our parents, and then
Yeah,
we can
my
wind up.
foundation is called for the society. And this is what I have accepted, and I help people. In the initial years, I have taken a lot from society. Now it is my time to give back, and whatever I know, I share with parents, I share with the professionals also, and whoever needs any help can reach out to me at any point of time.
Thank you, Vani ma'am. And before I hand it over to Sheetal, I would just like to tell Divya, because her question was related on, how important is sibling in the life of a children. In the coming weeks, we are going to address this uh, topic in detail. So we will send you the details on our Mitra for Life group, and please do join us, and we will take that and share that in detail on that topic. So, Vani ma'am, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, and we have to wind up. But it's been very brilliant and inspiring talk, and there's so many takeaways, even personally for me. So many learnings, and your whole life and the experience that you have shared with yourself and Preksha. Um, till today, and she's very accomplished, and she's an entrepreneur herself. So I don't know, I think I should, we should give you a big round of applause. And
No,
you're
every
a super
mother
mom.
will do it.
You're
Every
a-
mother will do it.
yes,
Sujani, every
yes,
mother
yes,
will do
I'm
it.
sure every mother will do it. But yes, but I, yes, we're all super moms. Correct.
Yes,
Yes. So we would do
yes,
anything for our children, for the love of
for
our
our child.
children, and we will
Yes.
stand by them and support them in every way possible, and whatever is in our hands and in our, that control. So thank you, ma'am. After this call, we will share details in our group, and
Okay.
so if any parent wants to connect with you personally,
Please,
you know,
please,
I would.
anytime,
Yes, yes.
anytime.
Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thanks everybody for listening to me, and thank you, Mitra for Life, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my journey with you all. I'm so blessed and so glad to be with you all today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Pleasure is ours. It's we are honored to have you on this
Yeah,
show,
thank you.
and
Thank you
please
very much.
continue to inspire us and all our parents, and and the children and the youngsters as well.
Thank you.